Looks like it's going.
Okay.
Hi, everybody. Sorry about that. We had a little glitch with our filming, so I hope it's working now. I want to welcome you to the Carver County Library Virtual Storytime. And before we get started, I wanted to tell you that this week we are starting to hand out our Take and Make for next week. Our Take and Make story time is Wednesday morning at 10:30 next week. And but the Take and Makes are available at your branches today or at the days that they are open. So I know that Watertown I know that's today. I don't think Norwood's still tomorrow. But anyways, you can start picking those up anytime to get ready for our super story time next Wednesday. Well, I'm so glad you're here with me, Emily and Cheryl and Erin and Minru and Mary and Carissa. Will you sing with me? Let's do our story time song, okay? By the way, I'm Cindy. Story time, welcome to our story time. With lots of books and fun for me and you, we will sing and dance too. Can you clap your hands, Ankita? Clap your hands for story time. Clap your hands for story time. Lots of books and fun for me and you, we will sing and dance too. Maggie, let's stand up and jump. Can you stand up? Jump up high for story time. Jump up high for story time. With lots of books and fun for me and you, we will sing and dance too. Very good. How about let's spin around? Arthur, can you spin? Heather, spin around for story time. Spin around for story time. With lots of books and fun for me and you, we will sing and dance too. Very good. All right, everybody, sit down. Sit down. And it is time to call out my friend Blossom. Can you call out really, really loud and make sure she hears you? Say, Blossom! Oh, I think you need to be louder. How about you, Ryan and Colin? Can you say it really loud? Blossom! I think she heard that. I think she did. Here she comes. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, how are you today? What? Blossom, they're telling you that you forgot your tail. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, let's get your tail. Here it is. Here's her tail. We got to get that all out. Oh, you are so long, Blossom. Are you growing? I think I am. Are you growing too? Are you growing too? Maxine, are you growing? Oh, hi, Sophia. Hi, Carissa. How I hope you are all good today. We have a very fun story time today on this bright and sunny morning. And we have a very special letter. I wonder what the letter can be. Let's see. Oh, here, Blossom's got a letter for us. Here it is. What is it? It's the letter. What is it? M. Right. That's the letter M. That's like nummy, nummy. Yeah, the letter M. Now, that's the capital letter M. And the capital letter M has a lot of straight lines, right? It has a straight line down, and then we have two straight lines that go like that, and then one more straight line down. Can you try writing that with your magic finger? Should we have them write it? Oh, Blossom wants to see you. Ready? Straight line down, and then down, down, and then down. Very good. Very good. That is the letter M. Now, Blossom, what do you think? Do you think the lowercase letter M looks the same, or does it look different than the capital letter M? What do you think? I don't know. I think, I don't know. I'll say different. Well, that's a good guess. Okay, let's see. Is it the same or is it different? Let's look. There's the lowercase letter M. Look at that, Blossom. You were right. It is different. It is curved. It has the same 3 down lines, right? Don't, but it's got curves on it. So let's do the lowercase letter M with our finger. Ready? Straight line, curve, curve. Very good. Now what does the letter M sound like? Very good. It sounds like What are some words that begin with the letter M? I'm going to give you a hint. There are things behind me that begin with the letter M. I know there are. What do you think? Do you see anything behind me that begins with the letter M? What? Oh, there's a monkey behind me. You're right. Monkey begins with the letter M. Monkey, right. And what else is behind me? Did you say? Oh my goodness. There are monsters behind me too. Oh no. Monsters begin with the letter M too. Very good. Oh, I have something. You have something that begins with the letter M? Oh, these are my favorite. Marshmallows. Marshmallows. Do you like marshmallows, Anaga? Do you like marshmallows? Did anyone cook marshmallows over a campfire this summer? We did. We did that. How about you, Tara or Lulu? Did you cook marshmallows? If you didn't, you might want to do that next summer because they sure are good. All right, well, we're going to say goodbye to Blossom. Say bye-bye, Blossom. Bye-bye, Blossom. Bye-bye. And she'll come out again at the end of story time because we have some fun stories today with another word that begins with M. I wonder what that could be. Here they come. I got 2 right here. I'm going to move the M's. What do I have here? Squeak, 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 squeak. Oh, what is that? Squeak, 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 squeak. They're mice. Look at the little mice. Can you squeak like a mouse? Squeak, 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 squeak. I have 2 mice here. And our first story is about 2 mice. Can you count with me? 1, 2. Very good, very good. Now, these 2 mice are very good friends. And one of them, this is Hazel, she lives in the city. I live in the city. It's very nice. I have a very nice house. Well, I have a hole in a house in the city. And this is Thomas. And Thomas lives in the country. I live out in the country and it's really nice out here. Lots of grass and sunshine. I got a nice little hole under a tree. But they were best friends, even though they had very different houses. And one day, Hazel, the city mouse, came out to visit Thomas in the country. And here's Thomas's house. He's got a little hole underneath a tree. And Hazel came out and she said, oh, this is really a nice little house. I mean, it's kind of dirty. Do you know your floor is dirt? But it's very nice. It's very nice. And Thomas said, well, it's kind of plain because a hole under a tree would just have a dirt floor and dirt walls and a dirt ceiling, right? And he had lined it with leaves. And what else could you put in your mouse hole if you lived in the country? Maybe some leaves, maybe some feathers. Oh, maybe he had feathers in there. What else could you find? Oh, you could probably find lots of pretty grasses and things like that. That's what Thomas put in his house. Now, Hazel stayed for a week, and all week long, Thomas showed her all the fun things to do in the country. He took her down to the stream where they caught fish. Look at the fish. And he took her to his favorite blueberry bush. We like blueberries, num num. And he went to the farmer's field and they picked grain and they worked really hard. What do you think? How could you get food in the country? the little mice had to go scavenge. They had to pick their own berries and find grain in the fields and catch fish and other things in the river. They had to work really hard. And at night they'd come home and they'd eat a feast of what they had gathered. And it was delicious, but it was a lot of work. And every night they would fall fast asleep. Can you go to sleep with me? Shh, shh, because it was a lot of work to live in the country. And every evening, Hazel would tell Thomas about the beautiful things in the city. She'd say, oh, it's so pretty. You know, there's lights there. Not just the stars in the sky. There's actually lights. People have electricity, so they turn on lights. And it can be light in the middle of the dark night. And my hole is lined with the finest fabrics left over from the madam's sewing. And I have cotton and very nice things in my hole. And then at night, they lay a sumptuous feast on the table, all cooked and ready to go. I don't even have to go find it myself. Ooh, said Thomas, that sounds really nice. You should come visit me, said Hazel. I will, but I have to store up food for the winter first. All right. So finally, Hazel said bye. Say bye-bye, Hazel. Bye-bye. And Hazel went back to the city. And Thomas set to work. Okay, now what are we going to do to store up enough food for the winter? Thomas lives in a little hole under a tree. So let's dig up. Let's dig, and make a hole so we can put all our stuff in it. Dig. Now let's go gather some nuts, climb a tree. Okay, gather some nuts. Very good. Now put them in the hole. Very good. Oh, let's go to the bush. Let's go and gather some berries. Can you pick some berries? Pick some berries. Oh, don't eat them. Pick them. And we'll put those in the hole. And he went to the farmer's field and he gathered lots of grain. And he gathered fish and he buried it all in his hole so he'd have plenty for the winter. Finally, he thought he had enough food. And he said, I'm going to go visit my friend Hazel in the city. She made it sound so spectacular. So Thomas scampered off to the city. Now, in the city, Hazel lived in a fine house. Look at Hazel's house. Well, Hazel lives in a hole in the corner of a room of the house. But it was true. Hazel had lots of luxurious fabrics in her hole. Oh, it's so snuggly. Thomas couldn't believe how snuggly and luxurious Hazel's hole was. This is so nice. I'm waiting to see all the food. And that night, sure enough, food was set out on the table. A feast. Look, there's a turkey and gravy and some fruits and breads and, oh my goodness, and cake even with seeds on it. Thomas was overwhelmed. That is so delicious looking. And as soon as the people left the table, the two mice scampered out and climbed up onto the table and started feasting. Oh, this is delicious, Hazel, and you didn't have to work at all. Just then they heard a noise. Wow. What is that, Hazel? Said Thomas. Uh-oh, that's the cat. We better go. Wow. What? What do you mean that's the cat? Quick, Thomas, we have to go hide. And just then, you know what a cat is? You do, don't you? The cat came out and bounded onto the table, meow, and chased those two mice. Can you squeak like a mouse? Squeak, 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 squeak. And they ran back to Hazel's hole, and the cat almost caught them. Meow. Uh-oh. Now, Thomas was terrified, and he said, oh, Hazel, that was awful. You know, you do have the life of luxury here, but I like my country life. It's not as dangerous. We don't have cats like that. Oh! And the next morning, Thomas bid his friend farewell. Bye-bye, Hazel. I'm going back to the nice, quiet country. It might be a lot of work, but it's not nearly as dangerous. And that is the story of the town mouse and the country mouse. And now I'm going to put away this. Was that silly? It is silly. It's a silly story. Now we're going to sing a song. All right. Now this song has two characters in it. It has, what's this? Who's this guy? A frog. And what does a frog say? Reedy, reedy. Can you hop like a frog? Reedy, reedy, reedy. Right. And it has a little mouse. Squeak, squeak, squeak. Actually, I think I have a white mouse, so we'll use this one. Squeak, squeak, squeak. Right. So the frog and the mouse. And now we're going to sing a song with the frog and the mouse. And now this song is full of silly words. All right. So we're going to start out with the frog who lived in a well. You see the well? And then we have to say a silly, silly phrase. We're going to say, come a rig, come buddy middy kimo. Now, see, that's really hard, isn't it? Come a rig, come buddy middy kimo. Come a rig, come buddy middy kimo. Come a rig, come buddy middy kimo. Very good. There was a frog lived in a well. Come a rig, come buddy middy kimo. Now, we also have a mill with a mouse who lives in it. There's the mouse who lives in a mill. There was a mouse lived in a mill. Come a rig, come buddy middy kimo. Now we say more nonsense words. Now this is the trickiest part of the song, is saying nonsense words, okay? Now we have to say, come a kimo, chemo, dasho, deero. Try that with me. Come a kimo, chemo, dasho, deero. Very good. Ink, shum, fumi, diddle-I, diddle-ink. I know, isn't that funny? Ink, shum, fumi, diddle-I, diddle-ink. Come a rig, come buddy, middy, kimo. So we're back to that first line. Now I know it's hard. Just do the best you can. Come a kimo, chemo, dasho, deero, ink, shum, fumi, diddle-I, diddle-ink. Come a rig, come buddy, middy, kimo. Very good. Now, let's try that first verse again. Let's talk about the frog and the mouse. Ready? There was a frog lived in a well. Come a rig, come buddy, middy, kimo. There was a mouse lived in a mill. Come a rig, come buddy, middy, kimo. Come a kimo, chemo, dasho, deero, wink, shum, fumi, diddle-I, diddle-link. Come a rig, come buddy, middy, kimo. Very good. I know that's tricky. Now you, if you want, you could get your shakers out, or you could tap a drum. I could use my guitar if I wanted to, but I'm playing it. So you could keep rhythm with me, right? So get your thing out. The next verse has to do with this guy, because we're telling a story here, right? This is Old Uncle Rat. And Old Uncle Rat is gonna laugh. Can you hold your sides and go, ha 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 ha? Very good. Old Uncle Rat laughed and he shook his fat sides. Ready? Ha 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 ha. Come a rig, come buddy, middy, kimo. To think that his niece would be a frog's bride. Come a rig, come buddy, middy, kimo. Come a kimo, chemo, dasho, deero, ink, shum, middy, middy, why? Diddle-I, diddle-link. Come a rig, come buddy, middy, kimo. See, I can't even say the words, and I've been practicing. Now what do you think they had for supper? See, now he was laughing that they would get married, but I think they did get married, because now we're talking about what they ate. What do you think they had for supper? Come a rig, come buddy, middy, kimo. This is what they ate. They ate black-eyed beans, and bread and butter. I like black-eyed beans and bread and butter. Black-eyed beans and bread and butter. Come a rig, come buddy, middy, kimo. Come a kimo, chemo, dasho, dearo, ink, shampooey, diddle-I, diddle-ink. Come a rig, come buddy, middy, kimo. Now what do you think they had for a fiddle? See, they danced and they had a fiddle, but they didn't have a fiddle. Come a rig, come buddy, middy, kimo. This is what they had for a fiddle. An old banjo, but look, it's got a hole in the middle. That's what they had. An old banjo with a hole in the middle. Come a rig, come buddy, middy, kimo. Come a kimo, chemo, dasho, dearo, ink, shampooey, diddle-I, diddle-ink. Come a rig, come buddy, middy, kimo. Let's try that one more time. Ready? Come a king, come a kimo, chemo, dasho, dearo, ink, shampooey, diddle-I, diddle-ink. Come a rig, come buddy, middy, kimo. Oh my goodness, you're gonna have to practice that. I'm gonna have to practice that. Now we have one more silly story. Now let's move these things. And we have another silly story. And this is a story by Aesop. The first story was by Aesop, and this one's by Aesop as well. And it's called Belling the Cat. Now, we have our mice again. Where's my other mouse? You know what I did? Oh, here's my mouse. I lost my mouse. This is called Belling the Cat. Now, mice and cats have always been enemies, right? The mice run away from the cats. There's stories about why mice run away from cats. There's stories about everything. Well, one day, a group of mice said they were tired of always running away from the cats. So they got together, a whole group of them. Look at them. It's a convention of mice. And they said, what are we going to do about the cat? We are tired of running away from the cat all the time. I'm tired of running away from the cat, aren't you? I'm tired of running away from the cat too. And the cat sneaks around the house and he catches us unawares. And I even lost my aunt the other day. I lost my aunt. That cat is a danger. We need to do something. And one little mouse, they came up with lots of ideas. They said, well, maybe we should get a dog. Wait a second. But dogs like to chase mice too. What do you think these mice should do? How do you think they could get rid of the cat? I don't know. Oh, I know, said one mouse. What about we let the cat outside and he doesn't come back in? Well, that would work for a little while, except I don't know how to open a door. Do you? Oh, no, I don't. I don't know how to open a door. What are we gonna do? Finally, one little mouse spoke up and he said, I have an idea. I think we should put a bell on the cat. If we put a bell on the cat, then we'd always hear the cat coming. That's a great idea, said all the mice, and they all thought it was a fantastic idea. Where are we going to find a bell? Oh, I know where there's a bell, said one mouse. There's a bell in the Mrs. Sewing chest. And I bet I can find a ribbon, too, so we can tie it around the cat's neck. And the two mice scampered off, and they found a bell, and they tied a ribbon on it. Ooh, this is perfect. Look at that. We'll hear the cat coming a mile away. Can you hear that? Right. And the two mice were so excited and they said, okay, now here we got the bell and we got the ribbon. Now what are we going to do? Now we have to put it on the cat. How are the mice going to put a bell on the cat? What do you think they did? Well, let's see. Can we come up with some ideas? Here's a cat. Now, mice are really afraid of cats, right? So, how are the mice going to get the bell on the cat? Maybe they can wait till the cat is sleeping. What if they wait till the cat's sleeping? And then they can sneak out. Uh-oh, that didn't work. The cat woke up. Maybe the mice could wait up high, and when the cat walked underneath, they could drop the bell on the cat. Oh, that didn't work either. Well, they didn't figure out how to get the bell on the cat, but they learned a lesson, because it's one thing to come up with an idea of how something should be done, but it's a totally different matter to actually do it. So belling the cat was a great idea, but they never figured out how to actually put the bell on the cat. And that's the story of belling the cat. Is that silly? That's Aesop. Aesop kind of ends up with open-ended stories like that. Now we are going to call out Blossom. Can we call out Blossom? Let's call her out. Blossom! All right, here she comes. I don't think she heard you. Blossom! Oh, hello, hello, hello! And here's her tail. Well, I am so glad you joined me for story time this week. And don't forget, you can pick up your Take and Make craft kit anytime this week when your libraries are open. The libraries vary in their open hours. Some of them just still have the curbside, so you can pick them up then. And the story time is next Wednesday, the Wednesday right before Thanksgiving at 10:30 in the morning. So I will see you next time. You have a great day.